The other thing I have found out about the Cosori is that you can make hard-boiled eggs really easy in it. And so I'm going to take 6 eggs and put them on top of my trivet. A trivet is something that goes in the Instant Pot to keep things out of water. That's the Cosori trivet is really tall. It's got these really long legs on it. So I really like the Cosori trivet. And I can put nearly a dozen eggs in here. I'm not going to this time. I'm just going to put 6 in here. Again, close it up. And again, it's just steamed vegetables. And start. And that will cook those to perfect. Watch. Okay, the eggs are done. I've let the steam out. I know for sure that on eggs, you let the steam out because you only want them to cook for 7 minutes. And then we immediately pull them out of the Cosori and put them in a bath of ice water, which this was a major change for me from coming from New York, where I lived in Syracuse. The water in Syracuse is ice cold year round. So all you really need to do is rinse the eggs in running water in your sink, and they will peel just fine. That's not true down here in North Carolina. Down in North Carolina, you have to put them in ice water or they won't peel. You can't get the peel off them. So we'll let them sit for about 5 minutes. All right, so they've been a minute. Let's peel one open. I'll show you what they look like on the inside. I peel right over the garbage can. It's a lot easier. And look at that shell, just comes right off. And look at that yolk. That is a perfect yolk. But what I'm also going to do with those is I'm going to turn them into deviled eggs. Okay, so check out this recipe for deviled eggs. All right, let those cool and meet me over at the chopping board. Okay, so hopefully most people know how to make deviled eggs. This is just a minor change. After I peel them, I put them back in the ice water just so I can make sure that all the shell is off of them. When I'm peeling a half dozen eggs, there's a tendency for shell to get on my hands and get all over the eggs. So I'm going to just wipe them off here, dry them off a little bit. And the other thing is I noticed is the skin sticks to them. You know, the little membrane that's under the shell is doesn't always come off with the shell. Now, you know, basic deviled egg process is you cut the eggs in half and put the yolk in a bowl. We're doing that in this little bowl. And the fuzzy one is down on the floor. He's kind of mad because usually when I have hard-boiled eggs, he gets the yolk. All right, now just look at those yolks. They are absolutely perfectly yellow. No gray, no green, nothing. And that's what the Instapot, I'm sure the Instapot, Cosori, or whatever. Now, all right, your basic deviled eggs recipe is about a tablespoon of mayonnaise to each half dozen eggs. And I like to put in just a little bit of Dijon mustard. This is a Dijon honey mustard because it's all I have in the fridge right at the moment. So I'm putting in just a little bit of that. And the other thing I like to put in it are pimentos. And if you don't know pimentos or you don't like pimentos, they just add color and just a tiny bit of bite. And these are minced pimentos. And I'm going to get them out with a fork because I don't want them to be all fluidy. I'm going to put just a few of those in there. My hope is there's like 2 pimentos per egg. I like pimentos in certain foods. And then just a dollop of salt and a little bit of pepper. and then stir it up. Guess I should stir it up with a fork. Kind of mix it all together. I think my grandmother used to use a beater. So we'll just mix this up. And I'm just pressing it along the side to get the lumps out of it. Now, in case you were wondering if you saw the label, I use an olive oil mayonnaise. I can't really tell the difference. I mean, it has a little bit more flavor to it, I guess. Down here in North Carolina, there's a mayonnaise called Duke's mayonnaise. And those people who eat it swear that it's the best mayonnaise in the world. I bought some and I couldn't tell the difference, and it's got kind of a premium price. It's got nothing special in it that I could tell, but down here it's a unique North Carolina thing. All right, I think we're done. This is a cheap Ziploc bag, and we're going to put the filling in the bag and then squeeze it out one corner, kind of like a pastry bag. Now, of course, one of the things that people regularly do with deviled eggs, especially if you're like me and you're going to eat them for breakfast, you can put bacon in them, and then it's like having bacon and eggs. And again, that's within the confines of a decent low carbohydrate diet, because bacon, of course, has no carbohydrates in it, and it's damn flavorful. All right, so I'm going to lock that up. Come out, let the air out. I just cut the corner off the bag, so it's like a squeezer. And now we're just going to squeeze this into the eggs. Like this. Now you can make this pretty fancy, or you can just squeeze it in there. And I'm concerned about how much I have, but I guess I shouldn't be, because I seem to have plenty. This will be the demo right here. But I push it down in there so it pops up. Now, if you're a bacon eater, of course, you can take some bacon, turn it into bacon bits. And you can take that deviled egg and go like this. And that's a bacon and egg deviled egg. Or you can take the bacon bits and just sprinkle it on top of a bacon. Excuse me, dog. I dropped some bacon on the floor, and he's immediately here. You see that? Just sprinkle bacon bits on top. I like it better to just do it. Or you can turn your deviled eggs into a shark and just stick a piece of bacon in there like that. And then if people don't like bacon, or they don't want to eat bacon, or they're kosher, they can do that. But anyways, that is my recipe for deviled eggs. And they're quite delicious. Try them. It's inside my diet envelope. I'm only eating at dinner. I can eat as much as I want. I don't want to stuff myself. I don't want to overeat, but I'm trying to eat mostly vegetables and low carbohydrate proteins. Eggs are a marvelous protein. Not a lot of fat, not a lot of fat or anything. Folks, I'm going to wrap these up and put them in the fridge for later. I can't eat them all at one time, but they'll be my breakfast during my diet plan. So I hope you enjoyed these. Leave me some comments below if you've ever made deviled eggs, if you've got a different recipe, or do you make them more fancy, less fancy. A lot of different ways to make deviled eggs, and they're really a great food. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Click that little bell so you find out when I put up new videos. And hope to see you in the new year sometime on the road. We'll be traveling to Tampa pretty soon, so that'll be an interesting trip. We're going to the RV show down there, and we'll have some reviews of the RVs that are at the Tampa RV show. So thanks for coming along. You have a great new year. Bye-bye.